Hello friends, myself Professor Vinod Desai. In previous classes, I discussed about the basics of perspective projection and some important concepts. So today I'll continue with the remaining concepts. So the very next important concept is symmetric perspective projection prashna. The line from the projection reference point to the center of clipping window and to the view value is the center line for a perspective projection prashna. If the center line is perpendicular to the view plane, then we'll consider it as a symmetric prashna. So you can see this center line, how we'll consider the region as symmetric prashna in the below figure. This is with respect to the center line. Here, the prashna center line will intersect the view plane at the coordinate location, that is xprp, yprp, zvp. So this we can express the corner positions for the clipping window in terms of the window dimensions as xw min equal to xprp minus width divided by 2, xw max equal to xprp plus width divided by 2. Similarly, yw min equal to yprp minus height by 2, yw max equal to yprp plus height by 2. Here we could specify a symmetric perspective projection view of a scene by using the width and height of the clipping window instead of the window coordinates. This uniquely establishes the position of clipping window because it is symmetric about x and y coordinates of the projection reference point. Another way to specify a symmetric perspective projection is to use the parameters that will approximate the properties of a camera lens. A photograph is produced with a symmetric perspective projection of a scene onto the film plane. Reflected light rays from the objects in a scene are collected on the film plane from within the cone of vision of the camera. This cone of vision can be referenced with a field of view angle. This is important. This is a field of view angle, which is the measure of the size of the camera lens. A large field of view angle corresponds to a wide angle lens. In computer graphics, the cone of vision is approximated with a symmetric frustum, and we can use a field of view angle to specify an angular size of the frustum. Typically, the field of view angle is the angle between top clipping plane and the bottom clipping plane of the frustum. This you can see in the below figure. So the field of view angle, basically it is the angle between top clipping plane and the bottom clipping plane of the frustum, which is shown in figure 41. For a given projection reference point and the view plane position, the field of view angle determines height of the clipping window, which is shown in the below figure, where the field of view angle determine height of the clipping window, but not the width. We need an additional parameter to define completely the clipping window dimensions, and this second parameter could be either the window width or the aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is nothing but width by height of the clipping window. From the right triangles in this figure, we can see that tan of theta by 2 equal to height. Therefore, the diagonal elements with the value zprp minus zvp in one of the previous matrix could be replaced by either of the following two expressions. That is, zprp minus zvp equal to height divided by 2 into cot of theta by 2, which is equal to width into cot of theta by 2 divided by 2 into aspect. In some of the graphics libraries, the fixed positions are used for the view plane and the projection reference point so that a symmetric perspective projection is completely specified by field of view angle, the aspect ratio of the clipping window, and the distances from the viewing position to the near and far clipping planes. The same aspect ratio is usually applied to the specification of the viewport. If the field of view angle is decreased in a particular application, then the foreshortening effect of a perspective projection ought to be decreased. This is comparable to moving the projection reference point very farther from the view plane. Also, it decreases the field of view angle, which will decrease the height of clipping window. Means if the field of view angle decreases, then it will decrease height of the clipping window. And this provides a method for zooming in on small regions of a scene. Similarly, a large field of view angle result in large clipping window height. This is nothing but zooming out. And it increases the perspective effects, which is what we achieve when we set the projection reference point very close to the viewpoint. So as shown in this figure, that is figure 43, the effect of various field of view angles for a fixed width clipping window. So in this figure you can see how the height of clipping window will vary with respect to the field of view angle with increase or decrease in the field of view angle. When the perspective projection view value is symmetric frustum, then the perspective transformation maps the location inside the frustum to orthogonal projection coordinates within a rectangular parallel pipe. The center line of the parallel pipeline is the frustum center line because this line is already perpendicular to the view plane, which is shown in the below figure, that is figure 40. And the next important concept is oblique perspective projection frustum. If the center line of a perspective projection view volume is not perpendicular to the view plane, then we will consider it as a oblique frustum. Yes. If the center line of a perspective projection view volume is not perpendicular to the view plane, then it is oblique frustum. As shown in the figure, the general appearance of an oblique perspective projection view volume. In this particular case, we can first transform the view volume to a symmetric frustum, then to a normalized view volume. This is in case of oblique frustum. An oblique perspective projection view volume can be converted to a symmetric frustum by applying a z-axis sharing transformation matrix. This transformation will shift all the positions on any plane that is perpendicular to z-axis by an amount that is proportional to the distance of the plane from a specified z-axis reference position. In this case, the reference point is ZPRP, which is the z coordinate of the projection reference point. And we need to shift by an amount that will move the center of clipping window to a position XPRP, YPRP on the view plane. Because the frustum center line passes through the center of clipping window, this will shift, this shift will adjust the center line so that it is perpendicular to the view plane. as shown in one of the previous speaker, how exactly the center line is perpendicular to the view plane. So in this way it will adjust. The computations for sharing transformations as well as for the perspective and normalization transformations are greatly reduced if you take the projection reference point to be the viewing coordinate origin. We could do this with no loss in the generality by translating all the coordinate positions in the scene so that our selected projection reference point is shifted to the coordinate origin. Or we could have initially set up the viewing coordinate reference frame so that its origin is at the projection point that we want for a scene. And in fact, some of the graphics libraries will fix the projection reference point at the coordinate origin. Taking the projection reference point as xprp, yprp, zprp equal to 0, 0, 0, that is at the coordinate origin, we'll obtain the elements of required sharing matrix as mz share equal to 1, 0, shzx 0, 0, 1, shzy 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. This is what the required sharing matrix after adjusting the projection reference point at the coordinate origin. We can also simplify the elements of the perspective projection matrix a bit more if you place a view plane at the position of near clipping plane, and because as we want to move the center of clipping window to the coordinates 0, 0 on the view plane, we need to choose the values for sharing parameters such that 0, 0 z near 1 equal to mz share into xwmin plus xwmax divided by 2, ywmin plus ywmax divided by 2, z near 1. Therefore, the parameters for this sharing transformations are shzx equal to minus xwmin plus xwmax divided by 2 into z near. Similarly, shzy equal to minus ywmin plus ywmax divided by 2 z near. So these formulas and the equations you need to practice. Similarly, with the projection reference point at the viewing coordinate origin and with the near clipping plane as the view plane, the perspective projection matrix, that is the previous matrix, is simplified as m perspective equal to minus z near 0, 0, 0, 0 minus z near 0, 0, 0, 0 sz tz 0, 0 minus 1, 0. So sz and tz are the scaling and translation parameters. So that I discussed these parameters in the yesterday's class, right? So expressions for the z coordinate scaling and the translation parameters will be determined by the normalization requirements. Here, concatenating the simplified perspective projection matrix with the share matrix will obtain the following oblique perspective projection matrix for converting the coordinate positions in a scene to homogeneous orthogonal projection coordinates. The projection reference point for this transformation is the viewing coordinate origin and the near clipping plane is the view plane. So this concatenation is shown here, that is m oblique perspective equal to m perspective with m z share, that is concatenation of perspective projection matrix with share matrix, and you will get this particular matrix as a resultant matrix, that is oblique perspective projection matrix. Although there is no longer have any options for placement of the projection reference point and the view plane, this matrix will provide an efficient method for generating a perspective projection view of a scene without sacrificing of any flexibility. If you choose the clipping window coordinates so that xw max equal to minus xw min and yw max equal to minus yw min, then the Prustom view value is symmetric. And this particular matrix, that is the very previous matrix, will reduce to the one of the other previous matrix, that is perspective projection matrix. This is because the projection reference point is now at the origin of viewing coordinate frame. We could also use the previous equation with ZPRP equal to 0 and ZVP equal to Z near to express the first two diagonal elements of this matrix in terms of the field of view angle and the clipping window dimensions. Then the next important concept is normalized perspective projection transformation coordinates. As the previous matrix, that is the resultant matrix of concatenation, that matrix will transform the object positions in the viewing coordinate to the perspective projection homogeneous coordinates. When we will divide the homogeneous coordinates by the homogeneous parameter h, then we will obtain the actual projection coordinates, which are orthogonal projection coordinates. So this perspective projection transforms all the points within the Prustom view plane to positions within a rectangular parallel pipeline view plane. So the final step in the perspective transformation process is to map this parallel pipeline to a normalized view value. Here we will follow the same normalization procedure that we used for a parallel projection. The transformed Prustom view value, which is a rectangular parallel pipeline, is mapped to a symmetric normalized cube within a left-handed reference frame. So it is clearly shown in this particular figure, that is figure 46, where the normalization transformation from a transformed perspective projection view value to the symmetric normalization cube within a left-handed reference frame with the near clipping plane as the view plane and the projection reference point at the viewing coordinate origin. We have already included the normalization parameters for z coordinate in the perspective projection matrix, that is in the resultant matrix of the concatenation. But we will still need to determine the values for these parameters when we transform to symmetric normalization cube. Also, we need to determine the normalization transformation parameters for x and y coordinates. Because the center line of rectangular parallel pipeline view value is now z view axis, no translation is needed in the x and y normalization transformations. We require only the x and y scaling parameters relative to the coordinate origin. So the scaling matrix for accomplishing xy normalization is given as mxy scale equal to sx 0 0 0 0 sy 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. Concatenating the xy plane matrix with the concatenated matrix, that is the resultant matrix, produces the following normalization matrix for a perspective projection transformation as m norm perspective equal to mxy scale into m oblique perspective. So this resultant matrix we will get. So this is nothing but the normalization matrix for perspective projection transformation. From this transformation, we will obtain the homogeneous coordinates as xh, yh, zh, h is equal to m normalized perspective into x, y, z 1. So these are what the homogeneous coordinates will get. And the projection coordinates are xp equal to xh by h, which is equal to some equation you will get. Yp equal to yh divided by h, which is equal to some equation you will get. Zp equal to zh divided by h, which is equal to szz plus tz divided by minus z. To normalize this perspective transformation, we want the projection coordinates to be xp, yp, zp as minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. When the input coordinates are, that is x, y, z, are x w min, y w min, z near, and we want the projection coordinates to be xp, yp, zp is equal to 1, 1, 1. When the input coordinates are x, y, z is equal to x w max, y w max, z bar. Therefore, when we solve the previous equations, that is the projection coordinates equations for the normalization parameters using these conditions, whatever the conditions I discussed, we will obtain. So is it clear? The conditions are the projection coordinates to be minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Then the input coordinates are x w min, y w min, z near. Similarly, when we want the projection coordinates to be 1, 1, 1, when the input coordinates are xw max, yw max, z bar. So these are the conditions. With respect to these conditions, we will obtain the equations as Sx equal to 2 divided by xw max minus xw min, Sy equal to 2 divided by yw max minus yw min, Sz equal to z near plus z bar divided by z near minus z bar, Tz equal to 2z near z bar divided by z near minus z bar. And these elements of normalized transformation for a general perspective projections are, now just substitute these Sx, Sy, Sz and Tz in the previous normalized transformation matrix, and the resultant matrix for the general perspective projection means, that is the resultant matrix normalized transformation matrix is M normalized perspective equal to, so after substituting Sx, Sy, Sz, Tz, we will get this particular resultant matrix, that is the normalized transformation matrix for the general perspective projection. If the perspective projection view value was originally specified as symmetric frustum, then we can express the elements of normalized perspective transformation in the form of field of view angle and the dimensions of clipping window. So by using one of the previous equation with the projection reference point at the origin and the view plane at the position of near clipping plane, then we will have M normalized symmetric perspective matrix is equal to cot theta by 2 divided by aspect 0, 0, 0, 0 cot of theta by 2 0, 0, 0, 0, z near plus z bar divided by z near minus z bar minus 2z near into z bar divided by z near minus z bar 0, 0, minus 1, 0. So the complete transformation form, that is the complete transformation from the world coordinates to the normalized perspective projection coordinates is Thank you.